Do you remember a time when life wasn't controlled by a screen? Or have we forgotten what that felt like? Because Gen X didn't just live that life, they were shaped by it. And here's the strange part. That childhood created a psychological advantage most people today don't even realize. Imagine this. No notifications, no constant validation, just long afternoons, real conversations, and silence. You got bored, and that boredom forced your brain to create. That's where it begins. In cognitive psychology, boredom isn't empty. It's where imagination and problem-solving are built. Gen X didn't escape boredom. They adapted to it. Here's the truth most people ignore. When your brain isn't constantly stimulated, it becomes stronger at focusing. That's why Gen X often feels more grounded. But that's just the surface. They grew up in a world that didn't explain everything. No tutorials, no instant answers. You had to figure things out, fail, adjust, try again. That built something rare, self-reliance. And here's the disturbing truth. People who rely on themselves are harder to control because they don't wait for permission. They don't need constant approval. Now think deeper. Gen X wasn't taught to express everything. They were taught to handle things, sit with discomfort, push through stress, keep going. Psychology calls this emotional endurance. But here's where it gets interesting. What if their silence isn't emotional distance, but emotional control? Because when you learn to manage feelings internally, you don't react impulsively. And right here, most people miss the biggest insight. Gen X developed in a slower world, and that slowness trained their brain to think before reacting. Today's world rewards speed, but real power often comes from pause. Books like Thinking Fast and Slow explain how slower thinking leads to better decisions, and deep work shows how focus creates long-term advantage. So what can you learn from this? First, reduce constant stimulation. Your brain needs silence to grow. Second, build independence. Solve problems without always searching for answers. Third, pause before reacting. That's where clarity lives. And here's the final truth. Gen X isn't strong because life was easy. They're strong because life didn't slow down for them. And when you grow up without constant noise, you don't just survive the world, you understand it.